In a world where you can just point your AI at whatever your code base is, and it will understand it and allow you to update it, whether that's fixing bugs or adding features, or even translating it into other languages in the not too distant future that might be more capable or more efficient or more secure or whatever. In that world, the way we audit things today doesn't even make sense, right? The way we audit things today is I write a bunch of code, a pull request or change request, but a bunch of changes, and I stick it in a queue, and then I tag other people on my team, and I go, will you take a look at this and make sure it's okay? And okay has different definitions depending on what organization you work for and what thing you're working on. But it'll often include, hey, are we using secure practices? Are we handling PII properly? But it'll also include things like, am I formatting the code correctly, right? You know, things like that. In a world where I don't even look at the code, don't even care what the code looks like, and I can just build a PR and I'm like, oh, it does all the things I wanted it to do. Let me now drop it on the queue, and the other engineers could look at it and go, oh my God, this is so far off the mark from a code formatting point of view. What are you even thinking? I'm like, well, what does that matter, right? The AI, the only people who care if it doesn't match the code formatting is the other engineers. AI doesn't care, right? It can just read the code. It could all be on one line. The AI doesn't give a shit, right? So, so that you start to call into question whether, you know, that even becomes a thing anymore if code is primarily written and updated by agents. Because up until now, obviously, the reason we have code formatting is for other humans, right? Engineers to be able to understand it. And the reason we have frameworks, right, is to be able to capture code at various levels of a system, reusable libraries, and go, hey, this has all been debugged and tried and, you know, updated and bug fixed. Let me layer that into my system. I don't have to write that code anymore. In that world, in the new world, why do I need frameworks at all? Why don't I just write on whatever the lowest available API is? And then the agent can optimize it specifically for my use case, right? Why do I need a framework, right? Why do I need React when I can just go directly to HTML and CSS and JavaScript and the DOM API, right? Why do I need, you know, umpteen, you know, JavaScript frameworks? So, you know, it starts to call into question all of these things that we are at this point still cargo culting that we may or may not need anymore. And then the other question is, okay, well, you put it in a queue for other engineers to review. Why is it other engineers that are reviewing it? Why isn't it other AIs that are reviewing it? They know what the coding standards are. They know what secure, you can teach them what secure code looks like. You can run it. You can do penetrative testing on it. You can, you know, you can set up all those tools. Why does it even matter whether engineers are looking at it anymore and reviewing your code?